Good morning everyone. Welcome to all video number second based on poem Enterprise, which is written by well-known poet Nissim Ezekiel. So today we discuss poem Enterprise in detail. What is the meaning of word enterprise? According to dictionary, word enterprise means a project or undertaking, especially a bold or complex one, means you have taken one goal or aim which is not common one, which will be a bold and difficult to reach. That thing or that project is called as enterprise. Suppose that you are college going student and your project is to reach the Mount Everest. This project to reach a Mount Everest, which is a bold and complex one, is called as enterprise. The language and form of the poem. The language used by the Nissim Ezekiel is simple language. There are 6 stanzas in the poem. Each stanza contains 5 lines each. The rhyme scheme of poem is A B A B A. The main attraction of this poem is you can interpret this poem according to your angle looking towards the life. If you look towards this poem, you can find that this is the journey of poet and group of people to reach the pilgrimage. But if you look this poem with different angle, you can find that this is the journey of human from birth to death, journey of soul from birth to death. It gives the total experience of your life, how you can decide your aims or objectives or ultimate goal of life. This poem you can interpret according to your understanding of life. Then, setting of the poem. Poet himself gives the journey of himself and his buddies to reach the pilgrimage. So, first person narration is used in this poem. The poem tells about a journey of pilgrimage undertaken by poet and his associates, means his group. In this route, they faces lot of difficulties and obstacles. The focus of poem is treacherous landscape through which the pilgrims travel. Poet wants to concentrate on the difficulties faced by the pilgrims to reach their goal to the pilgrim place. We now go to discuss stanza wise explanation of this poem. First, I read this first stanza, then we discuss about this stanza. It started as a pilgrimage. Exalting minds and making all the burdens light. The second stage explored but did not taste the call. The sun beat down to match our rig. The poet gives the stage-wise journey of pilgrims. Poet or the speaker confirms the journey that they are going to reach the pilgrimage. Their aim is lofty and noble one because they want to reach pilgrim. All the members of this group were excited at the prospect of going out to the pilgrimage because pilgrimage or pilgrim place has its own holiness, own spirituality. So all the members of their group are excited to go forward. The thought of a holy expedition elevated their minds and made all the burdens light. Their journey started with excitement. They have all positive energy, so they cannot look towards the burden. They cannot see the difficulties when they started their journey towards pilgrimage. By the very nature of our minds, when people were enthusiastic, the burdens seems to be lighter. From the inner self, if you are happy to do work, then you can find pleasure in your work. That is why nothing could pose a challenge before them at that moment. When pilgrims started their journey, they cannot see the challenges at that moment. They cannot afraid to face a challenges before them. The poet has divided this journey into stages. Firstly, he discusses about the first stage with excited minds. In the second stage was somewhat different from the first one. When they started their journey, their minds are full of excitement. And the second stage comes, the excited mind is changed slightly, not wholly but slightly, since they face the hostility by the nature on the way. First difficulty they find in the second stage, that is the hostile nature of in the form of sun. Sun is the symbol of hostility of nature. Sun gives the burning radiation, scorchy heat on the pilgrims to match the radiation with the spirit, and the spirit has their own intensity. So second stage gave them some tough movements, but that was not enough to test their emptiness. Means their mind is has their spirituality, has their own intensity. So this sun is not enough for them, and they cannot give more importance to the hostility of nature. They go forward with their own spirit to reach the pilgrim. In short, we can say that though nature tried to present some obstacle, it hardly succeeds to unnerve them or pose a real threat. The second stage is definitely different from the first stage. In the first stage, they cannot face any difficulties, but in the second stage, they face the hostile nature of sun. But the presence of sun is not succeeded to stop or decrease the excitement, decrease the spirituality in the pilgrims. Then comes toward the second stanza. In second stanza, we find 5 lines, and we can say that their rhyme scheme is A B A B A, thought, bought, taught, notes, goats. Okay, I am reading the second stanza. We stood it very well, I thought, observed, and put down copious notes on things the peasants sold and bought, the way of serpents and of goats. 3 cities where a sage had taught. The poet or speaker has used first person pronouns like I and we to indicate that he was a part of group. Because of that, we said that this is the first person narration poem. Poet or the speaker thought that everything went well so far. This is the third stage in the poem. Especially they could withstand the outrage of the sun. In the second stage, they face the radiation of sun, and now they are in the third stage to reach towards the pilgrim. They also kept themselves busy observing and taking lengthy notes on various things the farmers were selling and buying, and not on the way of snakes and goats. Now they are diverting from their focus. Their focus is to reach the pilgrimage place. In the third stage, they slightly divert from their goal. They are busy in the observing, taking the notes, what the farmers doing, buying and selling, what they came across the sun, snakes and goats. They even observed 3 cities where they saw hermit teach his lessons. This is not a part of their goal, but they are go through it. The poet has satirically described what they were doing during the journey. What exactly happened in the journey towards the pilgrim. In the third stage, they are started diverting. This is narrated by the poet satirically. He actually indicates how people get distracted from their main mission. We also do things in our life. If you are decided to become a businessman, after completing my education, I will be a successful businessman. I started my aim, excitement. After that, I faced the problems, financial problems. In the third type, I am get distracted from my goal, and I am concentrating on the superficial things, what is going on my surrounding. This is satirically mentioned by the poet in this second stanza. They were wasting their time and energy taking notes on the humdrum aspects of life and on curiosities which were certainly not their aim. In our life, we are wasting our energy and time doing not useful things, which is not our real aim of life. So we give more concentration, more important, which is minor, which is not regarding to our goal. The group of persons observed and took notes on the cities without concerning themselves with what the sage had taught or what his message was. Only looking towards the thing, but not seriously. If you are doing that thing, this is wrong one. This message is given by the Nissim Ezekiel not directly in the harsh language but mentioned satirically with the simple language. So, thank you. We will continue our discussion on the poem Enterprise in the next video.